Today you will tell someone something about a person who is not in the room. You will lower your voice slightly. You will lean in. And it will feel good in a way you cannot quite explain. You have been taught that gossip is shallow, petty, a waste of time. But the real answer for why you do it is far stranger than anything you have been told. Gossip is not a flaw in your character. It is one of the oldest survival tools your species ever developed. And it is quietly keeping you alive right now. Anthropologist Robin Dunbar spent decades studying the social behavior of primates and early humans. What he found upended everything scientists thought they knew about language itself. As primate brains grew larger over millions of years, so did the size of their social groups. Bigger groups meant more complex relationships to track, more alliances, more threats, more shifting loyalties. But there was a problem. Primates maintain their bonds through physical grooming. It works, but it is slow. You can only groom one animal at a time. As group sizes grew, grooming alone could not hold the group together. Something had to replace it. Dunbar proposed that language evolved not primarily to share information about the world, but to share information about each other. Talking about other people was the grooming replacement. Gossip allowed humans to bond with multiple people simultaneously to maintain a social network far larger than any other primate could manage. Your mouth became your hands. Today, Dunbar's research suggests that roughly 60 to 65% of all human conversation is social information. Who did what? Who is reliable? Who cannot be trusted? Who broke a promise? Who came through when it mattered? You are not wasting time when you gossip. You are running the most important database your ancestors ever built. Think about what that information actually does for you. When you hear that a colleague took credit for someone else's work, you update your model of that person. When you hear that a neighbor helped a stranger in trouble, you file them as a potential ally. Every piece of social information you receive helps you navigate a world built entirely out of other people. Psychologist Frank McAndrew has studied gossip for over 2 decades. His research shows that gossip functions as a powerful social monitoring system. It enforces norms, it exposes cheaters, it rewards cooperation. In a world before courts or contracts, the court of social reputation was the only enforcement mechanism available. If your community knew what you had done, the consequences were real. Exile from the group in the ancestral environment was not embarrassing. It was a death sentence. Gossip was the immune system of the social body. This is why receiving gossip feels so urgent. Researcher Rob Rutledge has shown that social information activates the brain's reward circuitry in measurable ways. Learning something about someone else's behavior does not feel like idle curiosity. It feels like intelligence gathering. Because that is exactly what it is. You gossip most about the people closest to you. Not because you're cruel, because proximity means stakes. Your brain invests its monitoring resources where the social risk is highest. A stranger's betrayal matters less. A close ally's betrayal could cost you everything. This also explains why negative gossip spreads faster than positive gossip. Bad information is more urgent. A trustworthy person staying trustworthy is not a threat update. A trustworthy person suddenly behaving badly is critical intelligence. Your brain prioritizes the exception. It is not cynicism. It is calibration. You never notice that gossip is keeping you alive because it does not feel like survival. It feels like conversation. It feels like connection. It feels like the particular pleasure of leaning in and lowering your voice and sharing something that matters. That pleasure is ancient. It is the same pull your ancestors felt around a fire 10,000 years ago, mapping the social landscape of their tribe, deciding who to trust, who to watch, who to stand beside when things went wrong. The fire is gone, the instinct is not. The next time you feel that pull to lean in and lower your voice, you will know exactly what it is. Not pettiness, not weakness. The oldest social technology your species ever built, still running, still working, still quietly keeping you alive.